I'm 34M, married to my wife, 31F, for 6 years. 8 months ago, we started having serious problems. She became distant, worked late constantly, and we fought about everything. When I suggested marriage counseling, she kept refusing. Things got so bad I consulted a divorce lawyer named David. After our meeting, he said he always encouraged therapy first and gave me some counselor recommendations. He seemed like a decent guy who genuinely wanted to help couples work things out. When I told my wife I'd spoken to a lawyer, she finally agreed to try counseling. We started seeing Dr. Rodriguez twice a week. Suddenly, my wife was more engaged than she'd been in months, suggesting we grab coffee after sessions to keep talking. I thought we were finally making progress. A few weeks into therapy, my wife said she'd also met with David to understand the legal process from her perspective. This seemed reasonable. I figured she was taking our problems seriously. For 2 months, our therapy sessions were amazing. My wife was affectionate, communicative, and genuinely seemed invested in saving our marriage. She'd often mention insights David had shared about working through problems instead of giving up. Last week, I left work early with a headache and decided to surprise my wife by picking her up from therapy. When I got to Dr. Rodriguez's building, I saw my wife getting into David's car. They were laughing, and she kissed him before getting in. I followed them to a hotel downtown and watched them go inside together. I called Dr. Rodriguez's office and asked about my wife's schedule. The receptionist said my wife only attended our joint sessions. She'd never booked individual appointments. That night, I confronted my wife. She broke down and admitted she'd been having an affair with David for 6 weeks. It started when she contacted him about her situation and they met for coffee. Here's what destroyed me. They've been using our marriage counseling against me. My wife would update David about everything we discussed in therapy. He'd coach her on what to say to keep me hopeful while they developed their relationship. All her enthusiasm about our progress, her renewed affection, it was all performance. She was reporting back to David about my vulnerabilities and our relationship problems, and he was using that information to build intimacy with her. David knew exactly what issues I was struggling with because my wife was feeding him details from our most private conversations. They'd been planning to let me slowly realize our marriage wasn't working. Then David would represent me in what would seem like a friendly divorce while secretly advocating for my wife since he knew all our details. I hired a new lawyer immediately and reported David to the Bar Association. My wife moved out yesterday and keeps calling saying she made a terrible mistake, but I can't trust anything she says anymore. Every breakthrough moment I thought we'd had in therapy was just her gathering information to share with David. Every time I opened up about my fears, she was taking notes for her affair partner.